buckle up, everybody, because today we are diving headfirst into the wild world of Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin and corporate strategy, really.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about MicroStrategy, rebranded now as just strategy,
Interesting.
and their just radical decision to go all in on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's almost like if Microsoft just decided one day,
Right.
you know what we're going to do? We're just going to buy up all the gold in the world.
Why?
That's kind of what this feels like. So is this pure genius or a massive gamble?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think the thing that's so fascinating about MicroStrategy is that they're not just like dipping their toes into the Bitcoin pool here.
Right.
They have completely transformed themselves from this business intelligence software company to now being the world's largest corporate holder of Bitcoin.
Yeah, and their stock has just absolutely skyrocketed.
It has.
I mean, over 2,800% in the last 5 years.
Wow.
Which just so happens to basically mirror Bitcoin's performance.
Yeah, it's almost like they're saying like, hey, if you want to invest in Bitcoin,
right,
but you're a little afraid to, actually dive into the cryptocurrency market.
Yeah.
Just invest in our company.
Right. Invest in us. We are Bitcoin.
Right. Exactly.
It's a bold move, no doubt about it.
It is.
And it's like they're doubling down even further with this new thing they're calling series perpetual strife preferred stock.
Okay.
So break that down for us. What is that? What does that even mean?
So preferred stock means that the investors in that get paid before common stockholders.
Okay.
Both in dividends and if the company were to go bankrupt, they would get paid out of the remaining assets first.
Gotcha.
Perpetual strife. I love that name. First of all, perpetual means that it never matures.
Okay.
Like there's no end date. You're in it for the long haul.
I see.
So it's a very, very long-term investment. And then strife. I mean, that just conjures up all these images of, the volatility of Bitcoin and the risk and the potential rewards.
The potential for huge ups and downs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
So I really love that name. It's very evocative. And then on top of all that, they're offering a 10% fixed annual dividend.
Wow.
So you get a steady income stream plus exposure to Bitcoin.
So it's like they're using this preferred stock as like this vehicle to just buy a ton more Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I mean, they're talking about potentially up to $21 billion worth.
Yeah, they're really going for it.
It's like their CEO, Michael Saylor, is just, I don't know, betting the farm on Bitcoin's future.
He is an ardent believer.
Yeah.
He is all in on Bitcoin.
So what do you see as like the potential benefits and risks of a strategy like this?
Well, I mean, one of the big benefits is that by issuing preferred stock, they're not diluting the value of their existing common shares.
Right, because if you issue more common stock, it's like slicing the pie into more and more pieces.
Exactly, yeah. And so everybody's piece gets smaller, but with preferred stock, it's almost like they're baking a second pie.
Okay, I like that analogy.
Right. And so the original shareholders still have their same size piece of that first pie.
Okay.
And then these new investors are coming in and getting a piece of the new pie.
Gotcha.
But then, the other benefit I see is that they're really aligning the interests of their investors with their Bitcoin acquisition strategy.
Yeah.
Because, if you're investing in this preferred stock, you're essentially betting on Bitcoin along with MicroStrategy.
So are they just gambling, though? I mean, what happens if Bitcoin just tanks?
Yeah, I mean, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bitcoin has obviously seen some incredible growth.
Absolutely.
But it's also incredibly volatile.
Yeah.
And MicroStrategy's entire strategy hinges on Bitcoin continuing to go up, or at least holding its value.
Right.
So if Bitcoin crashes, their whole plan could just implode.
Yeah.
And they could face some pretty significant losses.
So how does this all fit into like the bigger picture of the cryptocurrency world? Like, where does this move put MicroStrategy?
Well, I think it's really a sign of the times. We're seeing more and more institutional investors starting to view Bitcoin as a potential hedge against inflation.
Yeah, like a digital gold in a way.
Exactly, like digital gold. And so, they're looking for ways to get exposure to Bitcoin without necessarily, diving headfirst into the wild west of the cryptocurrency exchanges.
Yeah, it's very volatile.
Yeah.
It's very unpredictable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then on top of all that, we have this whole regulatory landscape that's still very much evolving. So it's adding a whole other layer of complexity to the situation.
Yeah, so we have this company, kind of betting big on this decentralized digital currency.
Yeah.
It's a bold move with a lot of potential upside.
It is.
But also, a lot of risk as well.
Yeah.
What do you think this means for other companies? Is this going to become like a blueprint for the future?
That's a great question, and I think only time will tell.
Yeah.
Will we see other companies following MicroStrategy's lead and start adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets?
Yeah.
Or is this just a unique situation driven by Michael Saylor's very, very strong conviction in Bitcoin?
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Exactly.
This has certainly given us a lot to think about in this deep dive today.
It really has.
I mean, it's just a fascinating story, highlighting how much the world of finance and technology are changing.
Absolutely.
Who knows what the future holds for MicroStrategy and for cryptocurrency in general.
Yeah, it's an exciting time.
It's a very exciting time.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
I'll see you next time.
See you later.